Greetings! Mantaray79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alright then, let's get started. Pressing the A button now, and loading the game now. Here we are in the main menu. Let's get on to the edit deck menu. Here we are in the edit deck menu, and now today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be doing one for is Brandt, Aurora Battle Princess, Seraph Snow, D-BT01. Alright then, so first off, for the base of this deck, I'm going to be using this D-BT01 as the base for the deck I'm building. Let's get inside. So edit deck. Here we are. So as I just mentioned, the deck profile I'm going to be building here in today's video is a Brandt, Aurora Battle Princess, Seraph Snow, D-BT01. So this deck will mainly be a Seraph Snow deck comprised of only cards available up until D-BT01. So let's get to ZR, of filter settings, and filter to show only cards from D-BT01, Genesis of the 5 Greats, and apply filter. Alrighty, then let's get started. So first off, right deck, grade 3, Aurora Battle Princess, Seraph Snow. Its skills are, the first skill, continuous as the Vanguard. During your turn, if one or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets plus 10,000 power, and if there are 3 or more cards imprisoned, this unit gets plus drive plus 1. Second skill, action, as a Vanguard or a rear guard, once per turn, counterblast 1. If the cost has been paid, choose 2 of your opponent's rear guards and imprison them in your prison. So for Seraph Snow, she's the main grade 3 to play in this deck. Her skills, the first skill, just by having a card in your prison, she'll get 10,000 power, so making her a 23,000 power attacker all by herself. And if you have 3 or more cards in your prison, she gets drive plus 1, so triple drive, giving you a chance to get more triggers or to increase her hand size. And the second skill of Seraph Snow, just by counterblasting 1, 2 of your opponent's rear guards are sent to your prison order, so more or less this skill goes well with the first one to increase your Vanguard's power and drive check. So overall, Seraph Snow and her prison mechanic, great build to try out. Next, let's get on to the next grade 3. Alert Guard Gunner, not going to play this card, setting it back. And instead, I'm going to play this grade 3 with my deck. The grade 3, Granite Fighter, Fair Tiger. Okay. Skill is, action, as a rear guard, once per turn, Soul Blast 1. If the cost has been paid, this unit gets plus 2,000 power until the end of the turn. And then choose 1 of your opponent's front row rear guards and imprison in your prison. So Granite Fair Tiger is more or less a support card for the prison mechanic, Seraph Snow's. Just by paying a mere Soul Blast of 1, you can give 2,000 power to your Fair Tiger, making it a 15,000 point attacker by itself, and also sending 1 of your opponent's rear guards in the front row to your prison, thus making it easier to fulfill the conditions for Seraph Snow's drive plus 1 or power up skill. So overall, great support card to have. I'm going to play 4 of this guy. Okay. And now let's get on to the grade 2 lineup. Right deck, grade 2, Aurora Battle Princess, Visit Pink. Her skills are, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and imprisons it in your prison. And the second skill, continuous as a rear guard. If 1 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. So for Visit Pink, she's the main grade 2 to ride in this deck. Just by riding her onto your Vanguard circle, your opponent is forced to place a card in their hand to your prison, so making it easier to fulfill Seraph Snow's power-up conditions later on. And the second skill, just by having cards in your prison zone, then your prison in the order zone, Visit Pink can serve as a 12,000 point attacker all by herself in the rearguard circle. So for her, I'm going to take 3 out and only going to play 1 Visit Pink. The grade 2, Security Patroller, skill, auto, when placed on the rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1. Then if the cost has been paid, choose 1 of your opponent's rear guards and imprison it in your prison. So for Security Patroller, a basic card for the Seraph Snow build, just by calling him to the rear guard, merely taking a Soul Blast of 1, a card on your opponent's rear guard goes to your prison, making it easier to fulfill Seraph Snow's power-up conditions. So still a pretty good card. Gonna take 1 out, only gonna play 3. The grade 2, Jewel Combination, Jewel Lion, no skill, not gonna play this card, taking it out. And then the grade 2, Aurora Battle Princess, Agra Rouge. Its skills are, per skill, continuous, as a rear guard or a guardian. If 2 or more cards are imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets plus 5,000 power and 10,000 shield. And the second skill of Agra Rouge, auto, when placed on the rear guard circle, Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and imprison in your prison. So for Agra Rouge, she's more or less a more powerful version of the grade 2 security patroller. For her, just by having 2 or more cards in your prison, she can serve as a 15,000 point attacker or a 15,000 point shield. And the second skill, just like security patroller, just by calling her and soul blasting, you can send a opponent's card to the Order Zone prison card, so making it easier to fulfill its own card conditions to make her a powerful attacker or defender. Great card, so gonna play 4 of her. And then grade 2, Grapple External, skill continuous as a rear guard. During the battle this unit attacks, if an opponent's card is imprisoned in your prison, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. So for Grapple External, it's a more or less a basic support card for the prison mechanic Seraph Snow. When attacking, if your opponent has cards in the prison, he can serve as a 15,000 point attacker all by himself. So for him, I'm gonna play 3 of this guy. Okay. Now for the grade 1 lineup, Ride Deck, grade 1, Aurora Battle Princess, Kyanite Blue. Skills are, first skill, when ridden on the Vanguard circle, choose up to 1 prison card from your deck, reveal it and place it into your hand, then shuffle your deck after. And the second skill of Kyanite Blue, auto, when placed on the rear guard circle, if 1 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. If the cost is paid, you can draw a card. So for Kyanite Blue, she's a pretty great card to have as your Vanguard, since just by riding her, you can search your deck for a prison card, one of the main orders to play in this deck, and add it to your hand. And the second skill of Kyanite Blue, just by calling her to the rear guard, if there's already cards imprisoned in your prison, as long as you're willing to pay the cost of Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, you get to draw a card to increase your hand size and other options available to you. So for her, I'm gonna take 3 out, only gonna play 1 of her. And then grade 1, Automatic Caution, not gonna play this card, taking it out. Then the grade 1, Sentinel, Perfect Guard, Craggy Beast Gurgrand. The basic Perfect Guard for the Brandt Gate decks from the start deck. Gonna take 4 of it out and replace it with the D-BT01 Brandt Gate Perfect Guard, Violet grade 1, Violet Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills are, per skill, Sentinel, continuous. You may have only up to 4 Sentinels in your deck at a time. And second skill, auto, when placed on the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of the battle. And if your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand to discard it. So for Violet Dragon, it's pretty much the same as any other Perfect Guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game. Just by guarding with him, by discarding 1 card from your hand, you can completely block 1 enemy attack. And it also features another ability. When you guard with Violet Dragon, if you have less than 2 cards in hand, you won't have to pay the discard from 1 card from hand cost, making a pretty decent last resort defender. This second ability, making your Violet Dragon much more effective in defensive situations. Great card. So gonna play 4 of him, take away 3 of this guy, and now let's get on to the grade 1, Hyperspeed Robo, Shovel Stud, skill, activation, rear guard, once per turn, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. If the cost has been paid, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and imprison it in your prison. Then if 3 or more of your opponent's cards are imprisoned in your prison, you draw a card. So for Shovel Stud, it's another great support card for the Seraph Snow prison mechanic. As long as you're willing to pay the cost of Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, you get to imprison one of your opponent's rear guards to your prison. And also an additional ability, when 3 or more cards are in prison after using the skill, you can draw a card. So Shovel Stud's a good way to increase the number of cards in your prison and to also let you increase your hand size. great card, so gonna play 3 of him. And then the Great 1, Detonation Mutant, Bauble Mine. Its skill is Auto, Rear Guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your order zone has a set order cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost isn't paid, countercharge 1. So for Bauble Mine, it's an overall great card for your Brandt Gate decks. Since its skill is after boosting, as long as you've got a set order in your order zone, for example, the prison, as long as you don't mind giving up from your rear guard to put him in the soul, you can countercharge 1. So Bauble Mine is a good way to not only refund your counter blast, but to also give you more soul blast to pay from your soul later on. So for Bauble Mine, we're gonna play 4 of him, and then finally, one of the main cards to play in this deck, the Great 1, Set Order, Prison, Galaxy Central Prison, Galactolus. Its skills are, first skill, order, after a set order is played, put into your order zone. The cost, rest one of your units to play this card. The second skill, auto, when this card is put into your order zone, soul charge 3. And the third skill, continuous, order zone, when your opponent can normal call a rear guard, they can perform the following. Soul Blast 1, if they do so, they choose one of their imprisoned cards and call it to the rear guard. And the second requirement, Counter Blast 1, if they do so, they can choose 2 of their prison cards and call it the rear guard circle. So Galactolus, the central prison, he's the main order to play this deck together with your Seraph Snow. So but just by placing this card in your order zone, you soul charge 3, giving you more soul blasts to work with, and then from the order zone, your opponent can still reclaim their imprisoned units that were placed in this card, but they have to give up a soul blast or counter blast. So overall, it's a good way to clear your opponent's field of rear guards by locking them up in the prison, and then forcing them to give up precious resources to call them back by making them give up a soul blast or counter blast for each card they want to take back. So a great build, the Galaxy Central Prison, Galactolus. Only gonna keep playing 2 of this, okay? Next to the Grade 0 lineup, Ride deck, Grade 0, starting unit, Aurora Battle Princess, Ruby Red. Her skill is Auto. When ridden on top of, if you went second, draw a card. So the starting unit of this Brandt Gate Seraph Snow deck, just by riding on top of her, if you're the second to go in the game, you draw a card. Then the trigger lineup, the Grade 0 Aurora Battle Princess, Laura's yellow, critical trigger. We're gonna play 4 of her. The Grade 0 Aurora Battle Princess, Amy Orange, draw a trigger. We're gonna play 3, so taking 1 out. Grade 0 Aurora Battle Princess, front rose, front trigger. I'm gonna increase the number of her to 4, okay? Nope, not gonna play front trigger, sorry about that. I'm gonna replace it with the D-BT01 critical trigger. Cardinal Draco Barbizonde, play 4 of him. Okay, here we go. And then the Grade 0 Aurora Battle Princess, Use Green, heal trigger, gonna play 4 of her. And last but not least, the Grade 0 Spiritual King of Determination, Olvaria, over trigger, gonna take it out and replace it with the Brandt Gate over trigger from D-BT01. Here it is. Grade 0 Star Dragon Deity of Infinitude, Elder Breath, over trigger. Its skill is trigger additional effect, double the power and critical of all your front row units until the end of the turn. So for Elder Breath, it's the over trigger for the Brandt Gate Nation from the D-BT01 booster pack. So like any other over trigger in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, the standard format, just by revealing him in a drive check or a damage check, you can give one of your units 100 million power and draw a card. And he also features an additional ability unique to him. Just by revealing him in your drive check, you can double the power and critical of all your front row units, both your Vanguard and your rear guard. So he's a very powerful last power up for your Brandt Gate decks. If you're lucky enough to draw him in your drive check, you'll be able to finish off your opponent a lot easier with the increased power and critical. So, okay, gonna play 1 of him. And there it is, the deck is built here now. So, for the start, override deck being built. Yep, and so here's the Seraph Snow Brandt Gate deck, composed of cards only available up until D-BT01. So, for the cards in this deck build, we're playing 4 Grade 3 Aurora Battle Princess, Seraph Snow. 4 Grade 3 Grand Road Fair Tiger. 1, Grade 2, Aurora Battle Princess, Rizet Pink. 3, Grade 2, Security Patroller. 4, Grade 2, Aurora Battle Princess, Agra Rouge. 3, Grade 2, Grapple External. And then Grade 1, Aurora Battle Princess, Scanite Blue, playing one of this. 2, Grade 1, Galaxy Central Prison, Galactolus. 3, Grade 1, Hyperspeed Robo, Shovel Stud. 4, Grade 1, Detonation Mutant, Bobble Mine. 4, Grade 1, Violet Dragon. 1, Grade 0, Aurora Battle Princess, Ruby Red. 8, Critical Triggers. 3, Draw Triggers. 4, Heal Triggers. And 1 Over Trigger, Brandt Gate Over Trigger, Elder Breath. Okay, just finished building the deck and explaining the cards and card effects. Let's get on next to testing out this deck, but before that, let's change the deck's name and sleeves. So, changing deck name to Seraph. And Snow. Here we go. And we reached the maximum limit. I can't put a space between the two words, so just press accept. Accept. Here we go. And changing deck sleeves. For this deck, we're playing Team Blackout black sleeves as the main deck sleeves, and Team Blackout white sleeves as the right deck sleeves. Press Y. And okay, deck built, card effects explained, and name and sleeves changed. So let's get on to testing out this deck. Let's get on to the fight menu. CPU fight. And choose an opponent to test it out. Brandt Gate, Seraph Snow deck. Okay, who would be a good choice? I guess I'll fight against... Okay, I'm gonna fight against... Masanori Iseki. Normal difficulty. Okay, let's get started. The match. The battle begins, deciding who goes first. So, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Scissors, okay. Choosing paper. I lose, going second. Okay. And let the battle begin. I choose my starting hand. Okay, not a bad starting hand. I'm gonna send the draw trigger back to my deck, redrawing 1, okay. Stand up the Vanguard. My opponent's turn, they draw and ride Rancor Chain, using a skill to draw 2 cards and discard an order, okay. My turn, I draw. I'm gonna ride Aurora Battle Princess, Tianite Blue from my right deck. I'm gonna discard the Grade 3 Granular Fair Tiger as the right deck cost. Discard, right. My base unit skill, Ruby Red. I draw a card. And I activate Tianite Blue's skill. I'm going to add Galaxy Central Prison, Galactolus from my deck to my hand. Next up, I'm going to call 1 Shovel Stud to the rear guard. Call. And calling 1 more Shovel Stud to the rear guard. Call. Then I'm going to set order Galaxy Central Prison, Galactolus. Play. And I'm going to rest 1 unit for the set clause. I'm resting the Shovel Stud on the back row. Rest. And set order. Then Galactolus is set skill. When placed in the order zone, I soul charge 3. The cards placed in my Vanguard Soul were a Critical Trigger, a Agra Rouge, and Seraph Snow. Okay. Now beginning battle phase. My Let's see. Shovel Stud attacks the Vanguard, 8,000 power. No guard, okay. Attack and damage check. No trigger, alright, we're safe. And now my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard for 8,000 power. Drive check. No trigger. And the attack hits. Damage check. Anything? No trigger, okay. That's the end of my turn. My opponent rides the Great 2, Black Tears, Husk Dragon, adding an order back to their hand, and they call Great 2, Rancor Spear Trooper, and Great 1, Rook Headhunter, retired him to play an order card, okay. Attacking Vanguard to Vanguard. No guard, taking the hit. No trigger, okay. Then take the damage. Ow! Damage check. Critical trigger. Ah no, wasted trigger. Giving all effects and putting to the damage zone. Alright, my turn. Stand and draw. I'm going to ride from my right deck Aurora Battle Princess, Visit Pink. From my hand, I discard another Granerode Fair Tiger as the right deck cards. Discard them. Right, Visit Pink. Then Visit Pink skill. My opponent places one hand card into the order zone on my prison. The card he put in the prison was a draw trigger. Okay. I move Shovel Stud to the back row and call. Okay, then I call Aggro Rouge to the right side and you can't just sold us one. Not gonna activate the skill, and then I call Grapple External to the rear guard. Call. That should do it. Beginning battle phase. My Aggro Rouge attacks the Vanguard for 10,000 power. He guards with 5,000. It's blocked. Okay, so he has one draw trigger in my order zone and one in his drop zone. That's 2 down. So my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard for 18,000 power. No guard, okay. My drive check. Draw trigger, yes. I draw a card, I drew a heal trigger, and I give the 10,000 power to Grapple External. Power added. And now damage. Damage check, it's a critical trigger. Ah no, he powers up. Power added, 20,000 now. So boosted by Shovel Stud, my Grapple External attacks the Vanguard. Adding power and Grapple External, 33,000 power attacker. He guards a 15,000 shield, so it's blocked. Okay, my attack does not hit. So that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. He rides Mysterious Rain Spiritualist Zorga. He's activating Zorga's skill. He's calling a card from the drop zone. He calls the Great 2, Rancor Spear Trooper, and another one, okay. Alrighty, I'm gonna guard with the draw trigger. 5,000 shield, 15,000 power in total. Guard. Attack blocked. Vanguard attack, okay. No guard, take the hit. Check. No trigger, and second check. Critical trigger, ah no! He gives critical to Vanguard and power to the remaining rear guard, okay. Then, here comes the attack, 2 damage. And, oh look at all that fire and ow! That hurts. Damage check, first, critical trigger. I give all effects to Aggro Rouge. Effects added to rear guard and second check. No trigger. Now they attack me with 25,000. I guard with the heal trigger, true screen, 15,000 point shield, total 25,000. And there we go. Their turn is over. My turn, stand and draw. Alright, I'm gonna ride from my right deck, Aurora Battle Princess, Seraph Snow. I'm gonna send from my hand another Granite Fair Tiger for the hand cost. Discard and ride Seraph Snow. Right? And since there's one card in my prison, 10,000 power to the Vanguard. And now I'm activating my Vanguard skill. Counter Blast, sending 2 rear guards to the prison. All his rear guards go away. Okay. Next up, I activate Shovel Stud's effect from my back row center column. Counter Blast and Soul Blast. Nothing to imprison, but I can draw a card. Another heal trigger, okay. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna activate again Shovel Stud, Counter Blast, Soul Blast. Nothing to imprison, but draw another card. I drew another heal trigger. Not good, okay. Beginning battle phase. My rear guard, Rouge, attacks the Vanguard, 15,000 power. Okay, he doesn't guard. The attack hits. Bombarding him and damage check. It's a no trigger. Okay, we're safe. Now, boosted by Shovel Stud, my Vanguard Seraph Snow attacks the Vanguard. 31,000 power, triple drive. No guard, alright. Triple drive. No trigger. Second check. Draw trigger, alright. I give the power to grapple external. Draw a card. I drew a critical trigger. Second check. Third check. Perfect guard, okay. The attack hits. 1 damage. Bombarding it with bullets and damage check. Critical trigger. Ah no! Adding power. Power added. Okay. Now boosted by Shovel Stud, grapple external attacks the Vanguard. External skill, another 5,000 power, 33,000. He guards with 1 card. Enough to block me, okay. Attack fails, and that's the end of my turn. Here it comes. He's activating Zorga's skill again to call a card from the drop zone. He calls a Great One. Rogue Headhunter. He's activating Prison to call back his locked rear guard. Okay, attacking the Vanguard, so... Not gonna risk it. Perfect guard with Violate Dragon. Guard. From my hand, I'm gonna discard to activate the skill. I discard the draw trigger. Perfect guard. First check. No trigger. And second check. No trigger. Okay. Attack blocked. Next, here comes the remaining attack. 18,000 power. I'm gonna let it through. No guard. Ow! Damage check. No trigger. Now it's my turn. I stand and draw. I Persona Ride Seraph Snow. Persona Ride, power, and draw another card. I drew another critical trigger. That's not good. Okay, then I activate my Vanguard skill. Counter Blast. Wait. On second thought, I'm not going to activate the Vanguard skill. I'm going to activate Shovel Stud skill. I Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, and imprison 1 rear guard. I imprison the front row rear guard, grade 2. Draw a card. Okay, then let's begin the battle phase. Seraph Snow, boosted by Shovel Stud, attacks the Vanguard. Triple drive. He perfect guards, okay. He discards a order. Triple drive, first check. No trigger. Second check. No trigger. Third check. No trigger. Not good, okay. The attack is blocked. Boosted by Shovel Stud, Grapple External, attacks the Vanguard. Skills activated. More power. 33,000 power to the Vanguard. Another perfect guard! Oh no! He's discarding a normal unit. Great. 3, okay. Attack blocked. He discarded from his hand, what was it? He discarded the grade 3 Roaming Prison Dragon, okay. He has 1 card left in hand. I'm at 25,000 power. Only a 15,000 shield can block it, so let's risk it. Attack the Vanguard. Yes! The attack goes through. Bombarding him and damage check. Critical trigger, alright! He cannot heal, so 6 damage, I win. And it's over! Winner me! Alright! Got some VP, I got win, attack with 40,000 or more power, perfect guarded, did a persona right, 6 turns passed, retired 5 or more opposing units, 1 with 10 or more cards in hand, and drew 3 times in a single turn. I got 2,000 VP, total I got 10,600 VP, press A to go next. And the battle's over, leaving the fight menu, and going back to deck menu. And with that, that's just all the time we have for today. So first off, I want to say thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that, I say goodbye and see you all soon.